In this presentation, I am going to talk a little bit on the benefits of crowd investing. It's already established, you are already convinced that if you are following Fractal Fund Management Swiss platform, where I am number one, we can return plus minus 10%. I want to quickly go there again. The strategy is saying, this is the strategy, we are able to return 10% per month for all people who invest to follow the strategy. You can see we are actually returning 18% since we have been trading from the 1st of May 2017. Okay, but the promise is we will return 10% per month. So now this is for you if you are following the strategy. Now the next question is, what if you referred somebody? What would be your benefits? If you refer somebody, my performance fee, which is 30%, we are going to share it together on the profit we make for the person you referred. So how can you understand this? I have developed a small chart which I was trying to show you earlier. Well, let us assume that you have 7 people referred. You can type any number here, the number of people you want to refer. Let's say you make it 10. It will automatically multiply it by 7 people, and at each level it will give you the number of your network. Let's work on a very simple number of 7. So we assume that these 7 people are also able to refer 7 people. So let's call them your first direct referrals. 7. You have directly referred 7 people. So what would be your commission from these 7 people? If we work on a 10% basis, these 7 people will bring in a gross of 7,000, assuming they each contributed, or they each contributed 1,000 to the fund. They invested 1,000. This is the average we are having over the past 5 months. People invest $200, others invest more, 3,000 and so on. So in this particular case, let's assume each of them invested 7,000. So we will return about 700 for that particular month. We will return about 700 for your 7 clients. This is the 10% guarantee or monthly return on the entire 7,000 they contributed. Out of this, my performance fee of 30% will be $210 US. So instead of me to pocket the whole of this $210 US, it is because you refer them to me. That is why I have them as clients. So I will share this with you on a 50-50 basis. So which means your take home on these 7 people per month will be $105 US. We are now sharing my performance fee. Yes, of course, performance fee is low. It's 30% of what we make for people. Out of that 30%, we will share it equally on 50-50 basis. So let us assume you referred more than 7 people. Just for argument's sake, you now referred 100 people. You can see the more people you refer, the more money we will make at the end of each month. So in this case, we have about 100,000, assuming each of them invested 1,000 US dollars. Your take home will significantly increase to 1,500. There are people who are looking for where to invest money that will be returning profit. Sometimes it could be that these people are even investing more than 1,000. Okay, let's come back to the connections of the people you referred. Let's keep it basic. We still go back to 7 people. Let's assume you referred 7 people, and these 7 people are also able to refer 7 people. Your first degree connection will now be 49. Simply 7 times 7 will be 49 people. If these 49 people also referred 7 people, your total number of people in your connection will be 343. In your third degree connections, if all of these 343 are able to refer 7 people each, your connections will increase to 2,401. In your fourth connections, your connection will increase to about 16,000. In your fifth degree connections, it will increase to 117,649. By the time your connection gets to 6th degree connections, you will have about 823,543 people under your connections. And by the time they get to the 7th connection, you will have 5.7 million. That is 5,764,801 people. Just by referring 7 people, and each of those 7 people refers 7 people from one level to the other. It's not your work. You are not the one who's going to be referring them again. You are only concerned with your first degree connection. You don't market to them. You don't do anything. We do the marketing on your behalf. Eventually, your connections through this crowd investing will get to more than 5 million people. Now, let's come to the amount of money they are all investing. Say we go with the same $1,000 per person who is in your network. So when you have a network connections of 49 people, the total amount of money invested by them, we call it group investment, will be 49,000. Let's look at it. From this level, you don't earn 50% of my performance fee. We only give you 1% of my performance fee. It's very small, but let's look at the increment or the importance of your own connection growing their connections. In that 49 people, you will earn $14 from my own performance fee, not from the profit we make for them. Each time we make profit for them, I charge performance fee. In this case, my performance fee will increase to this level because I will still pay these people their 50% commission, which means I'm only left with 50% minus 1% for you. So I will have 49% from your down level. You will have 1%. So in the first level, you will have $14. Look at it. In the second level, second degree connections, you will be earning another 102. It will keep on increasing. By the time you get to third degree connections, we have about 720 US dollars to your pocket every month. It's not your own money. It is the performance fee we share together. It is the reward I give to you for introducing these 7 people who were able to also introduce 7 people, and so on. By the time you get to, say, the 6th connection, you will be earning hundreds of thousands. There you have about 200,000. By the time you have about 5.7 million people in your connections, you will be earning 1 million, 1.7 million every month. It's simple. Don't worry about how it is going to be. All you need to do is to look at the first 7 people. Once these 7 people have signed up, they invested, they will also like to earn from their own connections. So they will be growing the connections. It is no longer you that will grow the connections. It is your people in your first degree, your second degree, your third degree, 5th, 6th, and 7th degree connections that will be growing the connections which you have started with your first 7 people. Yes, it is possible. Well, you know, it is possible. For example, you can have about 16,000 in your first degree connections, for example. That will be giving you 5,000 per month. I have about 16,000 people in my LinkedIn. So it is not impossible to have 5.7 million people as your connections you have started with 7 people. We are in an era of viral marketing. You will learn how to do this. Okay, now you will find some support. If you go to this link, I will share the link with you. It is 678linkedin.com/crowd-benefits. I will share it with you if you come to our Facebook page or if you are in our WhatsApp group. These are where you can get your support. Let me explain one more thing here. Note that at the end of each month, your profit earnings are automatically deposited in your brokerage account for your use. So yeah, each of these earnings, how much you earn, is deposited in your brokerage account. I want to quickly show to you how you can find this money at the end of each month. Let's go back to Swiss Market, for example. Let me see the dashboard of Swiss Market. We have already registered. This is the end of the month. I'm recording this on the 9th of October. They were a bit late. The deposit I found there, this is the profit I made from the previous month. So in this deposit, I will always find it in my managed account. So similarly, in the terms of your earnings, you will also find your earnings on your managed account. So you can either transfer this fund, or you can deposit it, or you can withdraw it. You can reinvest the fund. Let's say I want to reinvest this fund, for example. I will click on manage account. I will go back to the strategy. You will see the investment here. Sorry, you will see the fund here. And I will go back to public strategy. And I will click on manage fund. Then I will invest, which means I will reinvest the whole of this amount of money here, which I earn as my profit from the previous month. I will reinvest it in the following month. Once I reinvested it in the following month, I am compounding my profits. So instead of taking it away, I will reinvest it. My investment will continue to grow and grow and grow until maybe somehow at a point I have to withdraw and maybe use the money for something else. So this is the plan which I have, that if you become a partner, we are still very few. We are just about 15 people, like I've shown to you before. So I am giving out 50% of my own profit. So I charge performance fee of 30%. So we will share this percent with you. I will share this percent with you on your direct referrals, on the profit I make for the direct referrals, on my performance fee. I hope this is clear. Maybe the record is not straightforward, but it is fine. You can ask me a lot of questions in the WhatsApp group, and I will be able to answer you. I thank you very much for listening to this recording.